I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I think I know where it is. I don't want to go over there. Right. And I'll have to say I was wrong. I was very wrong. Now, I am one of those people.
So happy we have it on recording now.
Welcome to the Grubthusiast Grubcast, where we're on a mission to find the best places to eat, drink, and have a good time. And occasionally, we get to sit down with some of the amazing food artists that make that possible. Thank you for listening as usual. If you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the show. So, lately I've been kind of dubious about going to new places. I've kind of run the gamut in my mind of new places to go. And we passed by this place going from Trader Joe's, I think, recently. And we saw it or something. We were together. You and me were together, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So we saw this place and we're like, oh, okay. But that was it. And then I think I'd seen this another time too. I was going
to say, I think you probably passed it several times, but had no.
It just didn't, it's in a weird part of Escondido. It's on the south part of Center City, out that way. It's not even on Center City. It's on the part of Escondido that runs parallel to Center City, near the freeway there at the end over there, and it's right there in front of a bunch of condos. And I didn't know what it was really. It looked like a snack bar or the little store that they would have for the condos.
Okay.
It didn't really strike me as boom, let's go in there and have a good time. Mm-hmm. So the other night, you and I we always like to go out like once a week. Mm-hmm. Let's go out and have our night out and go try something new, go have fun somewhere. But again, because of where we live, there isn't a whole slew of places opening up every 5 minutes. It's kind of like there's places that stay around, and then there's places that pop up and go away, and you never know.
And there's places, in Escondido, like on Grand, that I, like and they've been around for a long time. But, we don't want to keep going to the same place over and over. But
if it's really great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if it's just, okay, and now we're just going in to give them money. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not game, So I was kind of doubtful that we could find something new, and you proved me wrong. I have to admit, have to apologize, because there was a lot of vitriol associated to going out that night, because I was like, I don't want to go.
You didn't want to go out. I don't want to go out. You didn't want to. You're like, there's nothing in Escondido that's new that I want to go to, and you kept insisting. And I'm like,
I was kicking and scratching. Let's just be honest.
Well, the weird part is too, like I had said, oh no, this must be new because it's on Escondido Boulevard, and I'm like, and I haven't seen it, so I'm like, it must be new. Let's go try it.
And that is really the only reason I allowed us to go, or conceded to going, was because I didn't know where it was. You said it was on Escondido Boulevard. And in my estimation of Escondido Boulevard, it doesn't run parallel to Center City within a half a block.
That's why I was convinced. I'm like, it's got to be over there near Mission and Washington and something. I thought there must be new in there, and we've missed it.
And if you're familiar with the area, the Center City kind of, it ends and goes into the freeway. Okay, because it kind of, if you're in Center City off in the middle of Escondido, there's the end of it, the last kind of store on the end there before you go into this kind of area, this strange area. I always call it the strange area because it's kind of like on the same road as the freeway. Technically, it's like
runs parallel, right?
It's a long on ramp onto the 15.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in this kind of area where there's not a lot there. There's not a lot of businesses there.
No.
It's just homes and condos and, I don't know, tire shops. I don't even know what's down there. It's a weird kind of area for me. Industrial, maybe? I don't know. Years ago, a friend of ours took us to this place, this hacienda restaurant thing. It was this campus. It was like an acre or maybe more.
No, but yeah, it was a big Mexican restaurant. And
it was outdoor, and it had these various little buildings and places to sit and eat on this large piece of property. It's since become condos. Oh, but it was this very elaborate Mexican joint, but it wasn't doing well when we went. It kind of was on its last leg.
And I feel like it's probably wasn't doing well because of the location.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's in this strange, to me, this weird area that's just an on-ramp for the freeway. So when you said it was on Escondido Boulevard, it's somewhere in Escondido, and I wasn't thinking about this area at all.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
And so I conceded to go. So we're driving over there, and I'm starting to realize.
You're like, it's exactly where I thought it was.
I said it's on Center City, but it's not.
And I kept saying, it's not. It says right here it's on Escondido.
And I'm going, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I think I know where it is. I don't want to go over there. Right. And I'll have to say I was wrong. I was very wrong. Now, I am one of those people.
I'm so happy we have it on recording now.
I have to tell you something else. I am also of the belief that it's not always the place that is great or whatever.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
I think sometimes and a lot of times it's the energy you take to the place. And it's also your willingness to see the in a place and then be a part of the energy of the place. Now that sounds all woo-woo. Oh, Jack, what are you saying? And that, if service is bad, if the location's bad, if the food's bad, you can't overcome that. But you know what? If it's good or if it's moderately good to excellent, you have to see that and take the right energy and be a part of what's going on there. Now, I have been guilty in the past of looking at a place saying, you know what? This is expensive for nothing. And my attitude about things can be very poor. And I've heard people kind of parrot that idea or mimic that idea when they'll go to Yelp. When you go to Yelp and you put a review of a place and you say 1 star, the bathrooms are dirty.
Right.
Or 1 star, the parking lot wasn't lit.
The parking lot is too small.
Yeah. I had to park 3 blocks away and got a ticket. 1 star.
Yeah.
So that to me is not bringing the right attitude. That is you throwing a tantrum because you got a ticket or because you didn't have a good time.
You had to walk a block.
Yeah. And that's not the fault of the restaurant necessarily. Now, if you have a bad interaction with somebody there and it was completely their fault, like, I don't know, they overcharge you and you can't get it resolved. They give you some grief.
Or just that they have bad attitude. But here's the thing.
Or the food sucks.
Yeah. Well, food sucks, that's a totally different thing.
To
me, it's if you have a waiter or waitress that's got an
having
attitude.
A bad day.
Yeah, they may have a bad day. I'm willing to overlook that.
You can.
Everything else is good. I can overlook someone having a bad day.
But
I'm not going to overlook bad food. If I'm going to a restaurant and I'm going there for food and the food sucks, I'm not going to overlook it. But I don't care how pretty it is.
Well, all of that said, you can't really have your experience based upon 1 or 2 or look. I've been to places where I can honestly say that the location wasn't great. The service was decent, but not over the top great. The food wasn't over the top great. But I've had a good time. You know what I mean? Because I was just my guard was down. My acceptance of the flaws. I wasn't looking at, the food has to be sensational. What a mess. It's not. It was like, well, look, I had a couple cocktails. The people I was with, we entertained each other. I wasn't really thinking about all the details of the place, but the place facilitated the good time. So that can also be another experience, because when you look at a restaurant's reviews on Yelp or any place else, and the reviews are just all over the place, it can't just be the restaurant. Sometimes it's that person, and that person had a bad day and they were already uptight and they went to the restaurant and had one bad thing happen. And as you know, a lot of times people, places, and things are all judged. They can be judged on one aspect of it not pleasing the customer, and it happens about people, happens in places. Oh my God, the guy brought my drink and it was the wrong drink. 1 star. You know what I mean? It's not fair to me. So back to the story. This place was great this night. Okay. I have to say there was nothing about it that I didn't like. Nothing.
And I think that, it should do well based off of location. If it's all these little condos, people can go there to your, it's nice to have a little local spot where you could just go get yourself a beer and a glass of wine, whatever, and have some, decent food. Well, great, but it's decent. So this place, I think it all worked out too for you because you were still kicking and scratching literally as we're driving there. We are in front of it. And you're like, no, I want to go. I don't want anything to do with this. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm about ready to leave when you're like, no, just go inside then. I'm like, okay. So I turned into the lot and there was a parking spot, literally the very first spot next to the restaurant. And next to the door.
And if anybody listening to this show takes our word for it and goes down there, that spot will never be available to us again.
But here's the thing. You are one of those people that I think there's signs, right, that tell you whether or not you're going to keep moving forward. And every sign was pointing to go in, whether, just getting there. Okay, fine. I got you there. Do you remember
what I said to you right when we drove up and got that spot? Do you remember what I said?
No, I just said, I just remember what I was saying, which is I'm like, you're meant to be here.
But do you remember what I responded to you with?
What did you say?
I said, this place is going to woo me.
Oh, no, I think you said, I thought you said more like, it's trying to woo me.
Yes. Yeah. I said, said, damn it. I said, this place is trying to woo me. And I didn't want to be wooed. You know what I mean? I wasn't.
No, you were kicking and scratching, fighting me every way.
I was. And I was like, I can't think of a place anywhere. I don't care where we go. I can't think of a place that I feel like I want to go blow my money at. Give them all my money.
I know.
I just wasn't feeling it.
Especially not in North County. It's really difficult to find a place that has good live music.
The right attitude.
The right
good vibe. Yeah. Good food. Good service.
There's only one, and there's no place in North County that I'm aware of that has all of those wrapped into one.
What I'm saying.
It doesn't happen.
That's what I'm saying.
But you do have like some good music. Like I like going to O'Sullivan's, that Irish pub.
O'Sullivan. Okay.
Yeah. I like going there.
As I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I know.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've had a couple good nights in there.
Yeah, you've had some.
But it's hit and miss for me.
Depends on the band, right?
And we've heard some strange music in there.
But I've heard some great music too.
Okay. And it's usually 10 times too loud. Literally, okay, I'm going to say 5 times too loud to be real. 5 times too loud.
Well, you go in there for the music and the.
No, I understand. It's very. But if there's a lot of I don't know what they call the music. It's bluesy. Is it folksy?
What the music they play?
Oftentimes, different. Oftentimes, but they kind of have a a mid range of what it is they put. Like they don't have they're not putting in a rap band or group in there, and then they're not doing
more like you said, bluesy.
It's folksy, bluesy,
rock and roll,
and it's loud.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a small place, so no matter where you are sitting, you're getting a big dose. Mm-hmm. So for me, the flaw in it is the size of the place, and oftentimes, whether you like the music or don't, you're getting a lot of it, a lot of music. And if it's just on the verge of you're not loving it. If you're not loving it, but you're still getting this massive dose of it, it don't make you love it. You don't go, oh, this is better.
Yeah. I think,
okay.
If you don't like the music, probably don't stay. But for the problem we have is that I tend to like that music more than you do. So it's not.
I mean, there was an occasion where I was being undressed with with somebody's eyes.
Is that so?
Yeah. I recall distinctly there was a lead singer guy in very, very, very tight pants and I think he was wearing a head sash and buttoned down to his belly button with some. I mean, he looked like to me. He looked like the Caucasian version of Lenny Kravitz, and he was doing all the wiggling and everything. And for whatever reason, he just couldn't take his eyes off me, because I was kind of looking in that general direction. And this guy, I mean, he was undressing me with his eyes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. So it was very uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, I did look away, and this guy kept just, I don't know. It was weird.
Anyway.
But okay, so
I like O'Sullivan's
for
music, but as far as the food,
yeah.
I mean, there's stuff. If you want like really bad for you kind of heavy stuff,
yeah. And if you like Irish pubby food,
yeah.
Oh, it's good for that.
Yeah.
But
not
always what we're on, in the mood for. So, but we do struggle to find places that, and here's the thing too.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing too. There's sometimes we like, what's the name of it? The other place with the guy at the piano.
Oh, Bellamy's.
Bellamy's.
I like Bellamy's. Yeah. We
can go into Bellamy's, and it's kind of a very urban, very city. Like the stone, the granite countertops and the lighting and the very mellow, bluesy, nightclubby kind of vibe.
See, that's interesting. That's how you.
It's all black walls. There's booths.
I interpret Bellamy's as it's a restaurant. I don't think of them as far as music. I mean, yes, they have music on Fridays.
I don't know when they have the music anymore, but I'm just saying it's kind of got that cocktail bar vibe.
It does.
Kind of dim lighting.
Bar. It's just an older.
Precisely.
Yeah, it's for old. I would say the people going in there are not young.
No,
this is much older.
So again, you're going to get Sinatra impersonators. You're going to get bluesy keyboardists. You're going to get
it's way more mellow.
Glenn Miller. They're singing on the guy singing.
Miller.
Yeah, a little Benny Goodman, a little bit of Glenn Miller on the old keyboards. I
was trying to think of who Glenn Miller's, but yeah, okay.
Glenn Miller. I think he was a trombonist and he sang. Anyways, point in fact is a lot of 40s vibes, 40s, 50s kind of music, but like or orchestral. So if you're not in the mood for that. Okay.
You're not in the mood for Sinatra-ish.
So there's two different on the same street.
Yeah.
There's two ends of the spectrum. And if you're not into either one of those vibes, if you're not into like the Ren Fair on one end, you know what I mean? And the other end is like
blue hairs. Blue hairs and the Ren Fair.
You call it what you want. But if you're not into either one of those, there's not like it's hard to find something else in my estimation. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this place, so far, being there once, there was no music being played.
Right. So that's what I was going to say. I was looking at this place thinking, you know what? It might have some live music. I was looking for any place that has live music aside from those two, which is Bellamy's and O'Sullivan's. Now, there are other places on Grand sometimes that have live music.
Name it. Which one?
The wine bar on the corner.
I've never been.
Yeah, you have.
Well, there's a reason why we haven't been back.
I don't know that reason, but I'm just saying. I know is that wine bar does have music on the weekend sometimes, and I've gone and it was pretty good once, and gone another time and I didn't care for it. So everything's hit and miss. I get it.
And so for me, it's like I can't really justify going and blowing a bunch of money that I don't necessarily have to go down to a place that is going to be hit or miss. We went to Dr. Hoggly Woggly's. What was it? What was it called?
I don't know. It's
the Booch Factory. Mr. Boochcraft.
That's what it's called? Yeah. Okay. It's a kombucha spot on Grand that it had opened. I don't even know if it's still there.
I don't know either, but when we went in that one time, there was basically a guy with a harmonica and a tambourine, and I think he was playing, I don't know. I don't know.
One-man band?
It was like one of those drums strapped to your knee where you're hitting it. I don't know. It was one of those jams. Again.
Very, very folksy.
Yeah, I felt like I was in the bayou. I don't remember.
I don't know about that. I felt like it was really hippie-ish.
I don't know what happened. It wasn't for me.
What I didn't like about that is I love kombucha. You and I both love kombucha.
Love it. I could drink it all day.
I didn't have any kombucha there that I felt was great.
Yeah.
I mean, and I tried. I think we must have tried at least 4 kombuchas, and I'm like, I don't like any of these.
Right.
And then the music was, and the worst part, they didn't have any food.
No.
You had to buy from a a refrigerator, like something pre-made? I don't know.
Look, let's just get off of the neg. Let's stop negging this whole thing. We found this place that I believe to fit into the middle of all of that. And I think what's great, if they had live music, if they're listening to this, if they have live music, that would be great.
But you made a good point. You're like, they probably can have live music because the condos all around it will probably complain.
That could be a problem. Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah. But I'll say it like this. The ambiance is kind of rustic, kind of wood on the walls and, kind of very rusticy. The ladies that we dealt with, very nice, very accommodating, very efficient so far. The concept, it was very much like Pizza Time.
Yeah.
It had all those taps.
It's beer on tap, but it's self-serve.
Self-serve beer on tap. You get a card, you stick it in the machine, you have options. And they had a lot of good beers that night, I'll be honest. Mm-hmm. I can't think of the one over Tokyo. I don't know which one that was. Midnight over Tokyo? Midnight in Tokyo? I don't know. That one. There was a few. I can't think of all the... I'm not really a beer guy, but I tried all of them, if maybe 80% of them. And I'm going to tell you, at least 50% of those were... I loved them. Mm-hmm. And I, as a matter of fact, talking about it now, I want to go. I want to go back now. So, today. I'd go today. Okay, so now let's...
But you've got these beers on tap. Yeah. There's also some kombuchas on tap.
Yeah.
There's cider on tap.
Cider.
And there's the sangria.
Sangria, which
I wish they had wine. Pizza Time had 2 wines, which I think is good. No, on tap.
Yeah, I don't have one on tap.
Pizza Time had that, which I liked. Because I'm more of a wine person, so it's nice to have a little options. But this place does have. You can buy a glass of wine. They only have 2 options, right? A red and a white.
One winery, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, one winery. But at least you have that option where you could have wine if you wanted it.
You can have wine if you want to.
Yeah.
Leave your friends behind. So I am that alone. Okay, the location very airy.
Oh, they have a beautiful fire
pit outside,
right in front.
Patio.
You could, and it's big, so you have there's a lot of room.
Bunch of seats
to sit. Yeah.
Yeah. Open air. It was a nice day too. It was coming to sunset. Mm-hmm. Like that. We just got to sit there during that. My attitude was right. Once I started kind of letting my guard down.
Once you
got a beer in my hand
and went inside, and you're like, okay.
I said, you know what? Look, if you're going to allow me to just pour my own beers by the ounce, and I'm just going to be able to do that and try a bunch of these. Oh, I'm in. And
so I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Because at first you were like, oh my God, this is so expensive kind of thing. Because you were pouring
and
you were thinking
I was thinking, yeah. I was a little out of my head at that time. And I saw the running tally of the every time I'd pour the tap. Because we were standing there for a minute, and I'd go over to the Midnight in Tokyo or whatever, and I pull the handle, put the card in, put the handle, and I saw the little tally tick, 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 like that, and I'm going, I think I just spent $4 or $5 on a beer, and then of course it wasn't that. It was actually just that they was counting the ounces, adding up a tally.
Just so and I think it's great. So you have an idea of how much you're spending.
And I'm going to be honest. I think for what it is, it's a pretty good value. And I don't mean like, oh, it's free, but I'm saying
it's not bad. It's not
your ability to try things all these different things to know what you like, because they have 15 things on tap, right?
At least.
So you get to try all these different things, and that's a good value in and of itself. Because then you say, okay, I can buy that at the store, or oh, that's really good, And it's not too expensive. I mean, look, I think I got at least 2 big beers. I mean, the equivalent by the time you add up all the ounces, I got at least 2 big beers, and it was like $13, $14.
That's it?
Yeah. For my end.
My tap was bigger than yours, but then again, I poured some for you. So So I think yours is bigger than that. But so what? Let's just say it's $20. That's nothing. That's what you would get at cocktail anywhere.
You would do that going anywhere. I think, as a matter of fact, well, a lot of places now have. Like, I go to Phil's Barbecue. Shout out to Phil's in Rancho Bernardo. Mm-hmm. I go there because I can get a $5 monthly beer. They serve one beer. And they a 16-ounce glass, I think, for $5. and then you can buy whatever food. But I get a couple of those, and I'm perfectly happy. But it wasn't outrageous. And again, every beer is going to be a little different in price. Like if there's some rare thing, I don't know. So that in and of itself. So walking in, I got my parking spot. Then I walked into this very fire pit. The vibe, everybody there seemed really mellow. Mm-hmm. We walk in. I get a beer in my hand almost immediately, but get the little card. The people were real nice and amiable. In fact, nice. They were, smiled and helpful. Chatted us up. Mm-hmm. And then got to try all those beers. Very cool. Okay. From that point on, I'm not really expecting the food to be incredible or delicious or anything. I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be requisite. You're going to have, you're going to have your tater tots and you're going to have your wings and whatever. I figured it'll just be okay. I'll have to admit, far better than okay. Okay. So I don't recall exactly what we had. I think, let me try and think. We had some flatbreads.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I don't know how they make them. I don't know if it's from a pre-made bread or not.
Probably.
But I'm going to be honest, they were well put together. I enjoyed, there was one that you didn't like as much because I think it was a prosciutto and something else and it had big cheese on it.
Oh, the one
that you didn't like.
Yeah, that one. I
don't recall what it was.
Ricotta, and it had pear, and you'd think I would like it, but the flavors weren't.
It was the assembly. It was the ratios. It was something.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly.
But the one I was gonna order was, you ordered it.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the flavors that I needed.
And if I'm honest, you looked at me funny, like, why are you buying all this food? However, once we had the pizza, the flatbreads together, they actually complemented each other.
Well, that's what you thought. For me, whatever. I like the one, the typical prosciutto with arugula and like a fig sauce. So it's a typical one, but you can get at most places. Yeah. But it was good. It was really good.
And as much as you didn't say you didn't really like it, it was gone.
No,
it wasn't. Yeah, it was gone.
That one was good.
Both of them were
gone.
The
other one,
I'm just saying to you.
I only had one piece.
Well, they to me they complemented each other. What? It was nice to have that crisp prosciutto, the crisp bits of prosciutto, and then have that more filling version of the other pie as well. It was good. And then
and we had sliders.
Now, the sliders, they were pretty good. They weren't great to me, but they were pretty good.
Yeah.
And they were a nice compliment to the rest of it. I'll be honest. Again, we ate them all. They were all good.
They were small. Three little sliders.
I have to say this though. Pungent, the flavor.
Yeah.
The intense meat flavor. They had a barbecue dipping sauce.
It's nice that they had a sauce to dip, a coleslaw, and pickles.
The pickles were good. I liked them. They were very pickly. Good. I ate them all. Mm-hmm. They were very potent and pungent, like a palate cleanser.
Yeah, they went well. It was good. So yeah, the food was better than we expected, but it's fine. I mean, like I said, it's nothing gourmet. It's nothing special. But hey, if I was living in that condo, I'd be going down there all the time.
All the time.
It's just
I'd go there daily.
Easy.
Just be down there for a quick beer.
They had some tater tot thing, and I don't remember what it was, but we didn't order it. But yeah, I'd go back. There's other things. They have a charcuterie board. So supposedly,
look, don't say any more, because we will go today if you say any more.
Okay.
So let's give the name and the address here.
Oh.
It's called
Barn Door Public House.
Yeah.
I don't have an address. Hold on.
Okay. It's on. Well, we know it's on Escondido Boulevard for sure.
2500 South Escondido Boulevard.
Okay. And if you're not familiar with the area, it's down south Center City.
It's literally the Center City 15 exit right through there.
I call it the north exit of the 15 Center City. Yeah.
They call this area South Escondido.
And here's the thing. Here's the Benny. If you're running down to Trader Joe's for some kombuchas and a bag of roasted almonds, you can stop off here and have a quick bite and a couple beers, maybe a glass of wine, sit by the fire pit, and have a good reason to go that way. So.
Yeah, so I told you, I said, so now you're going to have a spot when you say, hey, I'm going to Trader's, and it's going to take 2 hours.
It's going to be 2.5 hours to Trader Joe's. I'll come back with like a bag of peanut butter filled pretzels and a bag of movie popcorn and a glass of or a bottle of some unique French Bordeaux from the from
Took you that
Traders.
long to get that?
You got 3 things. What? So yeah, no, I am certainly a fan. I'm glad you convinced me to go. I want people to go and hear about it. Obviously, I'm doing a show, but at the same time, I don't want my parking spot taken. I don't want my spot at the fire pit to be overrun. So I'm torn. You know me all the time. Every time that I speak about something, I say, ugh, if too many people hear this and go, I'm never going to get a spot again.
I don't think you have to worry. Don't worry.
You never know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
I don't know how long. I mean, you said that place has been there for.
It's been there a while. I don't think it's been there years, but I think it's been a while.
Oh.
Maybe it's been there a year or two. My guess.
Okay.
I don't know, but it feels like I remember that condo complex going up, and I don't know how long ago it was, but it hasn't been long.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you have it, my friends.
I feel like I'm surprised it wasn't more. Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't busier.
Enough.
But it was busy. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was busy.
It was humming.
Yeah.
But it wasn't slammed. It wasn't like outrageous. It wasn't a line getting in there.
Like we couldn't get a place.
Nope. No, but so this is my problem. We could be the tipping point to that. You know what I mean? You go on. We went on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
And what time we go?
6.
Okay.
7,
So we got in the spot in front of the door.
Well, we left here around 6. So
we got the spot in front of the door. Mm-hmm. It was the sun was going down at dusk. It was just before dusk, so it was kind of the sun was kind of I don't know 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What is it?
We didn't leave
on the
here
clock.
until
On the
6.
clock. It was still fairly high. The sun.
It wasn't like when we left the house. It was beautiful because the colors were beautiful, like you said, dusk, pink and.
And then we roll in, easy peasy, easier than I wanted to let on because I was like,
you wanted to hate it.
I did. I didn't want to hate it. What I wanted to do,
you wanted to be right, and you were not.
I wasn't even thinking about being right. I was thinking like, this is just going to be a place where I'm just going to go blow money, and then I'm going to have a show to just be mad. And I was just, I just didn't feel it. I said, Center City in the no man's land, 15 off ramp on Center City. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's going to be good. I was wrong.
Yay.
You just love that. You want to put that on as your ringer on your phone?
Please. Can you send me a little clip of
No,
that?
I'm not sending you anything. If you want that you listen to the show, okay, and you record it on your phone and you put it as your ringer. Okay. So shout out to was it a barn?
Oh my God, you're so
I'm
awful.
sorry.
Your purpose is Barn Door Public House.
Barn Door Public House. You guys proved me wrong, and thank you. I'll be back soon. Okay. So listen, guys, go patronize this place. It's worth going. Far better than I expected. And just leave me a space. Okay. Yeah. Leave my space near the door. If you see the Grubthusiast walking through there, leave him. Leave the spot. So anyways, thank you for listening. God bless you.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. God bless you. And shout out to everybody listening. We really appreciate you listening. If you like what you hear, tell a friend. Go to our YouTube channel, Grubthusiast. Go to our socials and please subscribe and follow. Go to our website. We're going to have a newsletter soon if I can find the time to do it. And we're trying to do some more social media and things. So hopefully you'll go and patronize those as well. Thanks for listening again. Have a great day and be nice to each other.